Hey, wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get on. It kept on telling me an error occurred, and well, here I am. I'm here. So thank you for joining me. And every time I'm on, I look at that believe sign. I know it's frustrating a few people, but I'm sorry about that. So come on in. I know it's afternoon, a little bit later than what I usually am on. It's been a very busy day, very busy morning. And come on in and take a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath. Let's just come in and do a little bit of reflection. Let us so much so much to uncover for all of us, I think, right now. And as we are heading today, so let's look a little bit at the astrology. And there's a lot. I was a lot to uncover today. So as we're coming into the energies of the full moon, and the full moon is usually 3 days before and 3 days after. The full moon is on Monday, and I've been talking about it the last couple of days, and I was on late last night. For me, it was late. It may not have been late for you, but it was late for me. So we're coming into this Venus square Saturn, and this is all about massive transformation and us stepping into massive transformation for ourselves. This is where vibrationally we're ready for this transformation, and sometimes it may feel like you're not ready, but this is massive transformation of our blocks, our connections and disconnections, to move forward in the direction and to the drive, and to the direction, the drive, the power for us to move, and the image of a locomotive comes forward, a train, that we're on the tracks, we're on our train, and it's a steam engine train. This isn't a new modern, this is a steam engine train, and we have to fuel the train. We have to stoke the fire. We have to get things going. We have to get things moving. And this all has to do with our relationships and our money, and it's all our feel better. But this is where this energy comes in and says, it's the hard work that pays off. It's that hard work that when we dive into our own selves and into our place of transformation and change, brings that transformation and change that we are needing. And this is a mutable reception. And with the sun and the moon, as they are coming into, the sun it's at the last degrees. And I explained last night with the last degree of what that is, and the rulership and the Sabian symbol of it. And the Sabian symbol is of great meditation and contemplation. This is the seeker of knowledge, the seeker of wisdom. This is us coming into a place where we need to start seeking the wisdom, seeking the truth of where we are aligning, the truth and the people, because of Libra is all about people, that we are going to meet up, we are going to be with. Who do you want to be in that connection and in that world? There is there's a lot to do with money and relationship and self-worth that's going to come forth. And this is going to be making a change. And the sun in Virgo is going to be finishing up, and it's radical change in the physical. And it is a metamorphosis. We are heading into the metamorphosis. And as we head into this metamorphosis, Mercury is slowing down. Mercury is slowing down because it is going to go retrograde on the 26th of October. And we do have the fall equinox. No, you made it, Raylene. You made it. Yes. We have the spring equinox, or the fall equinox. And we also have, with that, the full moon. Now, I know Saskatchewan just got the same report as what Alberta got. And a lot of people are diving through it because a lot of it doesn't make any sense, as per usual, because it doesn't make any sense. But this is staying in, coming into the light, coming into that vibration. During this full moon, it's going to be fucking gnarly. It's going to bring in, it's Pisces. It's the feelings and feeling fearful and just feeling disconnected. But the Pisces moon is also about coming into that connection. It is the 12th sign. It's the 12th house. It is about coming into that connection with God. It's about coming into that connection with that divine, taking that time to connect, taking that time with your inner self and doing the deep dive. This is all about the deep dive and coming towards this deep dive. There is change. Change is in the name of the game. And if you're not one that's happy right now, if you're one that is sitting in fearfulness, that fear you're going to feel it intensified. It is going to can be out the roof. And this week, the world is going to feel, and as we're getting into Friday and Saturday and Sunday, Friday and Saturday are sort of like the last kind of like pushing, because the world's going to feel empty. And Venus is slowing down, and every 8 years she retrogrades in the same sign, and she'll be retrograding in Capricorn. So we have Venus slowing down, we have Mercury slowing down, and along with that, in December, Venus will conjunct Pluto. So we have all of this. It's kind of this energy of all this buildup, and Pluto will be going direct on October 6th. So as it goes direct, that means it's going to come through and it's going to come in and it's going to start everything that was not being handled, or everything that was coming up is going to start to be handled, right? And the numbers and statistics they ramble off don't make sense and often contradict. Yeah. And we're going to find more and more of that. I went out, it was this morning. I got up and after I did my meditation and stuff, went out to go get my coffee, and I like to do early morning grocery shopping. So I went and got some stuff and went in as normal. Nothing changed. It just like, here I went. Right. And this is where it looks scary, but you got to be willing to go through it. And the change is there. And we do have that Neptune, or the Mercury squaring Jupiter. And both of them are, Jupiter is the ruler of the South Node, and Mercury is the ruler of the North Node. And this is about people and relationships and partnerships and unions. This is about, where are you going forward, Mercury? Are you going forward with the information that you have to make the changes that you need within your own self and in the world around you? Or are you going to be stuck, in La La Land? Are you going to be stuck and waiting for something to save you, to bring you back? Oh, I just want it the way it was. Well, it's not going to be there. We're going through huge metamorphosis and change. A butterfly can't go back to the caterpillar, nor does he want to. Once he begins, I got wings, baby. I can go anywhere. I can fly. Look at me. And this is where we're seeing, it's like this, you're going to be looking at each other, and the weirdest, sleepiest world is going to be coming forward in the next month and a half to 2 months. We're going to be in a weird kind of place. We're going to be in a place that feels like, oh, it's hibernation. People are going to be feeling sleepy. They're going to be feeling awkward, and they're just sort of drifting. But this is where you have to come into your root and come into and ground yourself in order for you to continue upon your road. It's not a time to sit around and just drift around. It's like when, with Chiron left Pisces in 2018. That's pretty weird, because for the 8 years that it was there, that was about huge transformational and spiritual growth. So from 2010 to 2018 was huge spiritual transformational growth within the spiritual community. You saw a lot of people coming in about the Palladians. You saw a lot of people, a lot more cards, people buying tarot cards and doing readings, and more classes for Reiki, and all kinds of stuff were starting to come out. And this is where when we are, making these changes, is that the last degrees of Pisces are weird. They're crazy, and we're coming through, and there's so many depths and meanings to where this is, and the changes that are coming. It's such an alignment with the world, with what's happening now. And this is bringing in the awareness that we have to be aware of. You have to be aware of. You have to understand, okay, yeah, there's crazy shit that's going on, but where's my focus? I know many people are worried about their job, and they're worried about, and I hate to be the person that says, are you worried about your connection with God? Are you worried about you? I haven't heard one person say, man, I'm so worried that I don't have a connection with God or source or universe, whatever fucking word you want to use. Like, where's your connection? I get it. There's a lot of unknown answers. There's a lot of unknown, right? It's like that algebra equation, the function of X. It's unknown. What is that unknown? We don't know. But what we do know is where we are now. What we do know is that where we need to be grounded and focused now. That's where it is. To be in the present moment, this is what I need to work on, and this is what I need to be doing. And this is to trust with the divine. Trust with the divine. And especially as Venus is in Scorpio, and she's squaring over to Saturn. And it is a square that's getting us to really look at things. Saturn can be the tormentor and the totalitarian leader. It can be the elitist. Definitely. It can bring that all. But Venus comes in and she goes, I want the truth, and I want to come into the stabilization and to be able to feel that. And Scorpio goes, and Saturn goes, yeah, okay, you want to feel that? Well, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to do it? Are you just going to drift around and feel like you're a fish out of water? Or are you going to really connect with the people that you need to connect with? Work on the projects that need to be worked on and step into the power that you know is yours. A lot of unknown questions and a lot of crazy shit is happening in the world. And a lot of things are being revealed, and more is going to be revealed. And especially here where, an awareness where, even in Canada, and I posted a podcast with Jordan Peterson. And if you're Canadian, please go and look at that, because there is some really, really, really good points on there, and some good information, I think, if you haven't voted yet, to get you to really take a look at what you need to be taking a look at in your in what's going on. It was oh, that's not it. It was with Rex Murphy. Now, if you don't know who Rex Murphy is, Canadians, you'll know who Rex Murphy is. He was on the CBC for many, many radio for many, many years. And he's got some, he's a true journalist. He's a guy who knows shit and really asks the questions. He was the one, if he was up there asking questions, I don't think they would want to answer it. And that's the whole thing. It's like there's a lot that's happening right now. Nobody's giving you the direct answer. It's when the thing is, if you need the thing is that make your decision not only with your divine, but make your decision with your doctor, right? To someone who you can trust, that I trust you. This is what I need to talk about it. This is my convictions. This is my feelings. Okay, that's where you go from. Cover your bases. And this is where we're finding that nothing is coming out with a very calming debate. A debate where you can come in and you can discuss both sides of the coin, that things and information can be laid out for people. And I think that's where the frustration of everything that's coming in. So when and if that ever happens, I can't see it happening right now. And I feel like here in Alberta, he was talking to people like they were like 3 or 4 years old in his monotone, very crazy fucked up voice. But this is where we have to look at and come into our peace, come into our relationships, come into where we need to work on what we need to work on. And if you need to find information, go and start doing your research. Find out your information, find out your facts of what it all means, and do it for your own self. That's where all of this information is coming in. Don't take it. Pluto, I mean, Neptune in Pisces rules movies and media, rules dreams and propaganda. Like, okay, so let's look at things and let me look at, and is this the truth? That's what you have to do. If you're getting upset and freaked out about, oh my God, they said this, you're falling into the illusion of something that's really not true. And if you've ever, when I was a kid, I loved my brother Michael, who's passed away now. Used to always, we'd be watching a movie and he goes, oh, that's all fake. And then he would explain to you how they did that scene. So watching a scary movie or watching something that was sci-fi or something like that, he would explain exactly how it was done. So he sort of took the, that edge off of it all. But he also came in and showed us like, okay, you know what? You got to think. I mean, and my brother was an Aquarius. So he's like, you got to think like, they're just trying to do this for a special effect. They're trying to do this to drum up a feeling or emotion with you. And you got to look at it as like, is that feeling and emotion true? Is this, in what I'm seeing, it feels like it's so real. It feels like it's such the truth. But when you look at it and when you examine it, you find out, oh, it's not. There's no truth in this, or this is the illusion that they want me to fall into. So this is where you have, and this is when you come into that divineness, when you come into working with the source and your vortex. It's like, cool, they can say this can be, but you know what? I'm going to continue going on and doing my road. I'm going to show up for my work. I'm going to show up in what I do each and every day and do it to the best of my ability. If there's one day I show up and I can't do it anymore, then I'm going to trust in God that something else is going to come my way. And I got to trust in that. And that's a hard thing because everybody wants the answers. Everybody wants everything just to be all nice and rosy, but it's not. Everything's going to be mucked up, fucked up, and crazy. And that's okay because we need to have a rebuild. We need to have something that is new. You're continually blaming and bitching about the old fucking shit that really doesn't exist anymore. Really, it does it matter what president or prime minister comes in right now? No, it doesn't. It's not going to change a rat's ass in your life at this time. What's going to change is how you individually, you step forward into your life and how you deal with what's happening in the present moment now. And allowing for you to open up that present moment and allow you to see what's there and to move into the direction that you need to move into. And trust that God is leading you upon the way, or goddess, or the angels, or the source, or the universe, because the universe does have your back. It is frustrating. I know it's overwhelming, and I know people want to have a step-by-step, but this is incredible amount of karma that's coming in, and especially as Mars is trining the North Node, Libra's connected to this Gemini energy of pushing us towards our destination. This is going to be exposing. Scorpio is going to expose some weird shit, but in that, Scorpio is asking you to embrace your fear. This is like, it's like, don't like me or unaccept it. This is like finding your value within yourself, not finding your value by how many likes, how many posts, or whatever it is. This is like me finding my true value of who I am within my own self. And this is growth is only way to go. The only way you can have growth or change or transformation is that you got to go through a hell of a lot of shit. This time we're doing it with the world. We're doing it with the collective. Everybody was like, woo, yay, Aquarius. Well, here you are in Aquarius. Welcome. Welcome. Aquarius is a fucking shit show. It's a show about transformation and change and making that change and allowing yourself to step into the new. It is not about doing things the old way. It is Uranus who rules, and Saturn is the co-ruler. When Uranus came in, it wanted the radicalness and the newness and the change. That was during the French Revolution. Why did they want change? Well, they were tired of not being able to eat. They were tired of seeing the elitists in their fancy houses. Nobody was paying them any attention. So it took time. Over time, they started to chip away at everything that's been going on. We've been chipping away at our society and dismantling it. And now we're starting to see how the mortar is no longer there and the bricks are starting to crumble around us. And everybody's running to go put up the fucking bricks back again because they don't want the change. They're afraid of the change. They're afraid of the transformation. It's here. It's happening. You can't put the wall back up. And that's what is happening. And people, what can I say? Saturn will deny you from all things that make you feel good. He will deny you of that. If you decide to be in that old way, he will deny you. He will say, we saw that. And I said he was one of the mafia brothers last year. If you want to stay there and be tortured, he will say, cool, I'll torture you. I'll be that elitist. I will step on your head. So this is bringing in the change. This is by showing you in life, Aquarius, where you connect to in life and not being afraid of the growing pains, not being afraid of the change and the transformation that's happening within us. Don't stop. This is where I'm going to say to people, if you are in any form of depression or anything like that, don't stop taking your meds right now. This is not the time to stop taking things. Follow your doctor's orders, please. This isn't a time to go on a drinking fast or go out and take elusive amounts of drugs. This is a time to come in because you will self-sabotage. That square, that Saturn square in Venus, I know that's a self-sabotaging energy. Trust me, I know. I got it in my chart. It is the sun that is squaring my Saturn. And now I got 2 Saturn squaring my sun and my Neptune and my Mercury. And it could be self-sabotage. I could go hide right now because that's what I'm feeling inside, to go hide and not do this work anymore. Not show up. I feel like, no, fuck it all. Like, you know what? I'm done. That's the self-sabotaging energy. Like, yeah, I could go hide. I could just say, you know what? I'll just finish off this year and that's it. But I know inside me that's not what I want. I know inside me that's not where my light is. I need to show up. Whether that's one person who hears me or 100 people who hear me. It's me showing up and doing what I know I'm being called to. Because the other way is miserable. It's totally miserable. So this is where that In the Stillness speaks, and that's a book by Eric Tolle, where it's called In the Stillness, and it's to be in our head or be present. And the planets want you to be present. The universe of where you are now, opening up your present moment. This is where we are coming into opening up and coming into this energy. And at the end of 2022, we're going to find that there's going to be a lot of things that have been dismantled that needs to be rebuilt. Places and people this is like, it's hard to, like, I can't even describe it because it's still being built. It's still being revised. So disillusion of grandeur when the world isn't turning in that direction. Disillusion, somewhat turning and not turning. It's eerie for some who can't find the gifts in front of them. The full moon is all about being okay spiritually. And this is a spiritual time, a moment of gifts that are coming in, giving every choice to the divine and what God says. With all of your choices, it is time to surrender more. This reminds, there was a solar eclipse in Pisces in 2015. And that solar eclipse was so still. There's a stillness in that. And it was that in 2014, that was just after my father died in the October. And then the eclipse came in the following beginning of the year. And it was just crazy because we had to move. We were into a new place. And it just, I started to do some traveling with another company. And it just felt out of sorts at the time. But I continued doing what I knew I needed to do. So this is a surrender to the divine and God. And the thing is that the other part too, the insanity part of this is that I can go and fix 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 the same way over and over and over and over again, but that's insanity. I can scream and yell over and over and over and over again and be called a psychopath. But this is where we come into the Pisces rules, the movie, the media, the dreams, the perspective, and looking at where you lie to yourself to listen to the divine and to hold the light in the dark. The relationships, the projects, to hold the line, hold the magic, and looking at the things on what it isn't. This is where we come forward. And with the Venus and Mars slamming the earth, or Venus and Mercury slamming the earth, and they're coming in, and Mercury's going to pass the earth, and as it passes the earth, it begins its retrograde. Venus is the relationships, the figuring out of our life. And we are within 1 year. 1 year ago, Mars went retrograde in Aries. So we have that energy. And as Mars is going to be in the opposition to where he went retrograde. So we have that, and it's going to be putting that highlight on, of September of last year, of when he went retrograde, because he went all the way back. And there was a lot we had to deal with that energy, with Mars going in there. And then he finally left. Mars left on January 6th, 2021, and went into Taurus. Well, that was a crazy transformation and change. Who would have predicted the storming of Washington D.C. and So it's to focus on your inner alignment and the greatest youthful around you. Limits are going to come in, and that's the limits of this world, not the limits of the divine and the universe. And getting what you want to feel better. Venus in Scorpio wants to transform. And she wants to transform. The thing is that she wants to transform. If I receive what I want, I will do it. But Saturn says you got to join. You got to find that connection with others in order to bring in the transformation and change. You can't just do it. You can't just wait and here it is. Now you can do it. No, you got to step forward. And finding those connections. And the square wants you to reach beyond what you've never reached before. So you can come into the beauty and the bliss and the greatness of you. So this is where we are. We're at this time. We're at this, and I mentioned a few weeks back when somebody wrote me something and I said, well, it's begun. The change is really, we've dived in. We're in the depths, and we're in the depths of the change. Mars is going to come up later on in the next few days too and meet another asteroid, which is quite interesting. And he brings in, and the sun is going to come in and meet him too. And he's one who really wants to darken the light. But we got to stay on the road. We got to stay on the road. Stay in the light. And this is where that you cut yourself off by limiting yourself. So people change. This is radical. We're coming into this radical change. Trust. You got to trust in the people that you have. With that square, with that Aquarius Scorpio square, it's edgy, and it exposes the truth. And this is where that edginess is coming in for you to like attracting like, and about being the adult and not the drifter. Getting the curiosity, the excitement from the North Node, and nothing good created is created by just drifting and doing nothing. So we are in this energy. Use the energy. Do the work and make the changes. That's where we're at. We're ending of the old and the beginning of the new. Big breaths in and out. Take those deep breaths. And releasing any of the old. And this is where, you can stay in the old story. Saturn doesn't care. Or you can have the courage to step in to make what changes that you want to make in your life. And it could be, I'm going to do a daily meditation. I'm going to start doing my walk. I'm going to do my yoga every day. I'm going to start focusing on other things that I love to do. I'm going to start crocheting and knitting and painting. And I'm going to start doing other things. Because I'm going to start focusing on what is and the truth of that. I'm going to send you guys out so much blessings. If you are wanting to make a coffee donation, definitely you can do that and make a donation to my coffee fund. Can always use another cup of coffee, definitely. And we also have on October 29th, if you want to join me, and I'll just flash this up. So that is on October 29th, Passing Through the Veil. Come and join me, and everybody who joins me will be getting a reading. There is like 6 spots left. 6 spots left. It's $50, and it will not be recorded. You will not receive a recording. So you have to be there. You have to show up, and you have to stay. So it's on a Friday night. So we have that's coming in. And I think that's all. I think that's it, everybody. Did I show everybody my new mug? My new mug. It's my new mug. It's my new mug. Good. And I got coffee still in there. But at the bottom, it says poison. And the little spiders. So that's my new mug. So everybody, I love you all. And don't let the cray-cray get you down. That's what I'm going to say. Don't let the cray-cray get you down. Stand up. Be the light. Hear me say that a lot. Stay upon where you need to stay. So, sending you out with so much love. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you and all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Know that I am still going to show up and do my thing. This is what I'm doing. So, here I am. God bless, and the Goddess bless you. Bye-bye, everybody.